Welcome to the You Are It podcast. My name is Alejandra Orozco. I am a social science researcher and an energy healer. You Are It has been created to support you in expanding your perception of reality. You are loved and absolutely deserving simply because you are, not because of what you have accomplished. Join me and be ready to transform your beliefs and approaches as you enter the flow of becoming one with your highest good and your highest purpose. Dear listeners, in episode 14 of season 1, the theme explored was love and its absence. There, I focus on a very prominent and fairly ubiquitous state in which love is absent, and that is the state of judgment. In this second episode of season 2, we will go deeper in understanding this limited state and how to transcend it. You are all very welcome. In our human condition, we are so used to judging that we do it automatically. So, we often have opinions about everything that happens in our reality. And as we develop opinions about things, situations, and people, we are constantly engaged in judging whether they are desirable or not, good or bad. Yes, we are engaged in judging everything. And if we can do this with what is around us, it is because we have first developed mastery in doing it with ourselves. Any kind of judgment always involves resistance if what is happening is not desirable, or attachment and suffering if what is being judged is desirable and fear of losing it creeps in. Early 2025, I heard a beautiful message from the Cancer, a collective of ascended beings channeled by Sarah Landon, that reminded me of love and its absence, but took the understanding to a whole new level. I will provide the link to her channel in the description of this episode. But I am taking the time in today's episode to explore what we know about love and its absence on a deeper level, integrating what we have learned so far from many sources and from Sarah Landon's channeling. This third dimension of reality that we are currently inhabiting is a plane of contrast. Here we are truly engaged in understanding love by experiencing what it feels like when love is absent. This is the contrast, the duality, or the labeling of things as good and bad that we experience here. This contrasting reality is so thick that we forget that we are beings of light. And as we experience the contrast, we engage in actions that are both light-filled and lightless. And they are actions of all sizes, from refusing to drink water because you are angry with yourself for the way you perform in something, to honoring and serving others because you see them as worthy. In both of these actions, the state of being is graspable and shows with simplicity how love can be present or absent in what we think and what we do. The scope of the action in which it manifests or is absent could be considered large or small, but what really causes any effect at all is that love is present or absent. When we live in this dual reality, we can easily be in a state of judgment. We can easily be living in a reality where love is missing. even without being fully aware of its absence. It can be illustrated by the way we constantly react to things, or when we feel like victims of our circumstances, or when we resent the design of what is happening in our lives, when we are judging our reality, or when our limited 3D mind is trying to make sense and label processes that are beyond the understanding that comes from the five senses, we can be sure that we are in a state of judgment. And we go into it as easily as we inhale. And often we find it quite challenging to go out of it as easily as we exhale. Now, there are other dimensions of reality and states of being. When you hear about the fourth dimension, it can be understood as living more consciously. You know that you are a divine being participating in the co-creation of this reality. You know that as you see things, you create them, and as you create them, you give them life and they shape your experience of reality. At this level of consciousness, you witness the impact of your thoughts and actions, and you become aware of the importance of transforming them to transform your reality. And your beautiful effort allows you to move from living unconsciously to being a conscious co-creator of what you experience. You have always contributed to the reality you experience, but in the fourth dimension, you are now doing it consciously. Both the third and fourth dimensions are an integral part of what you wanted to experience when you chose to come here. How you wanted to use the darkness to rediscover your light and bring love and light to the field and to others. There is also a fifth dimension of existence, the dimension of pure love. And this dimension also takes place within this reality whenever we are ready to be in it. In the fifth dimension, your love for yourself, others, and creation is unconditional and is perceived and manifested seamlessly. Imagine making a big mistake and labeling it as such, or even ignoring it. This is third dimensional awareness. Moving to try to do something to correct the damage you feel you have caused, you are now in fourth dimensional awareness. And moving beyond resenting people or situations and through discernment, moving beyond judgment to give yourself and your circumstances love regardless of anything else, you have entered fifth dimensional awareness. In a fifth dimensional state of being, you know that you are light even when you make mistakes, and you move towards accepting your divinity, and as you acknowledge that divinity, your state of being and your actions towards yourself and others become truly loving and divine. The fifth dimensional state of pure love is not the denial of situations where love is absent. It is an open integration of those situations, as well as a new approach of using light to address darkness, rather than using darkness to combat darkness. It is a total acceptance of the role that both light and darkness play in the perfect divine design of this reality. Polarity is part of existence, and you need the dark to understand the light. One makes no sense without the other. One is because of the other. They are both parts of a perfect creation. You are infinite and a being of light. You can create on a higher level as you acknowledge and be in your light. As long as you judge yourself and others as unworthy, evil, undeserving, lower class, higher than you, etc., etc., you are limiting who you and others are and depriving yourself of the wonders you can create as a divine being. As long as there is judgment, you will find fault in yourself and in the processes you are going through. And when we find fault in the process, it ceases to provide its greatest benefits because we become blind to the potential that is in the experiences that we are going through. Let me mention that human experience can be a consequence of what you have done or what is unforeseen. It doesn't really matter. This is the case when you transcend duality, but that is a subject for another episode. But to clarify this point, it doesn't really matter if what you are experiencing is a consequence of your actions or something beyond your control. Because everything you go through can serve to support your expansion as long as you allow it to do so. Even what appears to be a result of your own actions is there to serve you, to show you where you are and the potential of where you could be. It is all there to enlighten you, if enlightenment is what you seek. This is the mystery and the beauty of conscious living, an empowered state of being. I want to quote something absolutely powerful that the council said. There is nothing that could happen in your human experience that could ever threaten your worthiness. And there is nothing you could ever achieve that could make you more worthy. Please listen to these most truthful statements. For as it says, you are as infinitely worthy as you can possibly be. Realizing and integrating this as your deepest truth will allow you to access new levels of consciousness that you have yet to experience, and yet you are already fully connected to as the divine being that you are. You must feel worthy to encounter a world that finds you worthy. The world that you experience is the world that you believe is possible and that you believe you are worthy of. It is you who allows yourself to experience the beauty you came here to experience. Aligning with your higher truth as a worthy divine being of light will allow you to experience a new reality as you enter a new state of being where what you do is filled with love and light, where you see and enjoy your beauty and the beauty around you in all its expressions. This state of being where you see your worthiness also includes seeing your whole self with its shadow self. Our journey has been long, and along the way we have experienced drastic things and developed strangling limiting beliefs and perceptions of reality about who we are and what this existence is all about. Now is the time to look at ourselves, our past and our present with the unconditionality of an all-loving mother who can treat her child with the utmost kindness, and who does not deny or suppress his or her tantrums, but fully embraces his or her beauty and divinity beyond human shortcomings. It is this level of unconditional love for self and others, and our willingness to be in the present moment, embracing all that we have been and are, that will support our healing and ultimately allow us to experience a life of joy and fulfillment. My deepest wish for you is that you will be so brave that no shadow or limiting belief of yours will prevent you from recognizing your beauty and the beauty of this existence, and that your effort to surrender and fully engage with life rather than resent it will allow you to become one with the divine within and find that joy and peace that is the higher abode of those who are in love with the light within themselves and others. This Latina loves you all very dearly. My name is Alejandra, and you have been listening to You Are It. Talk to you very soon. Rumi once said, "You search the world for treasures, but the real treasure is yourself." This is the essence of our message on the You Are It podcast. You are the treasure waiting to be discovered or enjoyed. You are the flame that never consumes itself and the light that shines everywhere. Now you are home. Please know that you are most welcome. Stay tuned as we look forward to sharing something of value on every episode.